So I'm going to be talking about the different kinds of horror movies. I think it's fair to say that we all like a good horror movie every once in a while. Some of you might hate them, but you're wrong. It's okay. But I think it's kind of like I don't know. It's something about us at our age, teenagers, young adults, where it's fun to watch a horror movie because I don't know. Maybe you'll see a type of horror movie where it's just so bad you just laugh at it with your friends, or maybe it's a kind of good horror movie and you're on a date and it's just kind of nice to hold on to the other person while you kind of act scared, or it's just I don't know. It's just something to do. You got time to waste, so why not watch a horror movie? And by the end of my speech, you'll be able to list the 5 different types of horror movies that I'm going to be talking about. So, kind of a reference, last year, my senior year of high school, I spent my entire year talking about horror movies. I was watching them, I was writing them, I was criticizing them, doing a whole thing. So, that's just kind of to prove my credibility. And this right here, if I can do this is a horror movie I did. It was horrible. Please do not watch it. But basically, throughout the year, I was talking about the horror movie formula, which is the thing. But horror movie formula isn't something like, in parentheses, ES plus U plus CS plus T, on parentheses, squared plus S plus, in parentheses, TL plus F, on parentheses, divided by 2 plus, in parentheses, A plus DR plus FS, on parentheses, divided by N plus sin X minus 1, because that's stupid. No one would do that. That's dumb. Yeah, that's good. Our movie formula is something that talks about the cliches. So you might be watching a slasher flick and you're like, I'm pretty sure I've seen this before. Most likely because you have. But we're not going to get too much into this, even though this is interesting to me. You can ask me afterwards. I know you won't, but I'm going to offer it anyways. Okay, so the first type of horror movie is a psychological or suspense movie. This movie is something that's going to give you an unnerving feeling throughout the film. This is something that's supposed to mess with you, but you don't know why. The Shining is a great example of this. You see with the creepy twins. Those are horrifying. The Shining is a movie where throughout the whole thing, there's always this white sound, there's always something going on. And these movies are super symbolic. That was also another thing that I talked about deeply in my presentation was the symbolism in like all the horror movies, and this one was prone to be the most symbolic. And as I go down the list, it's kind of going to be less and less symbolic. This one is really good and kind of a fan favorite. If you see Suspense, most likely you're going to see critics be like, "Oh my gosh, it was such a good movie because of this." If you don't use this, then you're going to get not as good horror movies. Then we see monster movies. Monster movies are a classic. Who doesn't like a good monster movie every once in a while? In this, we see the original Godzilla from 1954. Monster movies are very symbolic, as in the main antagonist. Monster movies motivated by some sort of beastly creature or a monster. Now, Godzilla was a perfect example because Godzilla was actually a metaphor for the nuclear bomb that was, brought down in World War II. Everything it touched destroyed, blah, 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 all that good stuff. You can see other symbolic monsters, like vampires, werewolves, all that good stuff. Then we have supernatural showings, and we see the classic The Nun from The Conjuring. Who's seen The Conjuring? Raise your hands. Yeah, those are horrible movies. Anyone agree, disagree?
Agree.
Yes, and I'll tell you why. Supernatural showings they should be good. They deal with a lot of iconography, or however you pronounce that, which deals with like certain icons that you'll see where you know of the meaning. So you'll see a lot of crosses in paranormal. The reason the Conjuring movies are not good because they only deal with jump scares. And there's no real fear to it. It's just kind of like shot and like it's like I got you. It's not. But that's just from, I don't know, a million critics. Then we have slasher flicks. These are always fun, and this is really where the horror movie formula comes in with the cliches. We have your archetypes, the settings. We always have the jock and the cheerleader and the comedic relief and all that stuff in a cabin in the woods somewhere. But Scream is a perfect example of this because it's a meta movie. Meta meaning it's aware of, what it's about, and it kind of talks about these, you know, elements and stuff like that, and basically makes fun of them. Then we have Gore Films. Now, gore is kind of what makes people not like horror movies a good amount because, you know, it's queasy. A gore film is something that is, well, it's trying to go extreme. It's trying to make you feel that queasiness. Saw, those are great movies because that's the main goal, is to make you feel queasy. Another example, perfect example, is Human Centipede. Has anyone heard of that movie? Because I'm gonna explain it. Here's what happens. There's a messed up professor, right? And he's like, oh my gosh, I have this great idea. Let me get some people and sew them together. And that's a fun way of putting that. But just kind of in conclusion, we have slasher, suspense, monster, psychological, and gore. Now, I'm going to ask, what are the 5 different types of horror movies?
Psychological.
Thank you so much in the back. All right. And what are my works cited? Me. I'm the works cited. I spent an entire year working on this. I don't remember the exact sites, but I got 2 that really helped me throughout, and those were the only ones that I remembered. Anywho,